Goodnight America, starring Mark DeCarlo. Tonight, a very special episode. Mark works through the pain of forgetting to tape Baywatch with United Nations comic Johnny Dark, the Love Master Craig Shoemaker, the 73-year-old strongman, and tonight's band, Wuditiz. And now, say goodnight to Mark DeCarlo.
Very good. Nothing beats a little brass to start out a show. Folks, give it up for what it is. Very funky bell bottoms there. Are you even wearing shoes? Yeah. Platform shoes. Those are very handsome. You guys sound great. Gus, how you feeling tonight?
You know, Mark, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'm feeling real good, but I had a little too much coffee this morning, but things are pretty cool. You know, I'm all together. Hey, everything's pretty cool. You're looking great, by the way.
Thanks very much. Folks, I'm feeling like a big slice of pita bread tonight, so please welcome my big bowl of hummus, Mr. Eric Charles Boardman.
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand Gus's intro. Did I just walk in? Anyway, good to be here tonight, Mark. By the way, before we finish the summer of 1994, I have to ask you the big question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Mark, how are you yabba dabba doing? Are you caught up in the fever like I am?
Man, I've been to the. Have you been to the Rock Donald's across the street here in Vine?
Because I'm a Bam Bamophile, sure. Yeah.
You know, I think that Flintstones movie would do better if they would only market it and promote it a little bit. You know, I didn't even know it was on until just today. Well, shall we start the show?
Let's.
Okay. Folks, our first guest is an actor, he's a writer, he's a producer, he's got 2 Emmy Awards under his belt, a top-selling comedy CD called Craig Shoemaker Meets The Love Master. The Love Master is in the house tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Craig Shoemaker. Well,
This is happening, man. This reminds me of my fort in junior high. Do you have some Playboys?
Oh, no, I thought I had him under the seat there.
Oh, no change either.
Your head barely cleared the ladder when you came out.
That didn't bother me, baby. I'm not a superstitious guy, so we're here.
Good.
But by the way, the green room is in the parking lot. It really is low budget here. And they have there was a car out there with a talking car alarm. I don't know whose it was. I came up, it says, "You are too close to the vehicle, step aside." I felt like De Niro, you talking to me? Wonder what would happen if another car pulled up really close to that one with an identical alarm. Would they start heckling each other endlessly? "You are too close. I was here first. Oh, piss off. Your mother's a Pinto." It's in the parking lot. You can check it out.
True story.
True story.
I saw.
That's right.
So your CD is selling great?
Oh yeah, it's doing really well. Craig Shoemaker Meets The Love Master, and it's it's happening. It's selling all over the country.
Good. Now, where'd you come from? What's your background?
I grew up in Flowertown, Pennsylvania. Tough neighborhood.
Yeah.
I'll meet you on the corner of Pansy and Azalea. The background actually led to comedy. My mother belly danced at my high school graduation party. That's a true story. Yeah. Here she comes with finger cymbals and veils. I have a little treat for you and your friends. My friends around the keg going, "Woo! I'm wasted, but your old lady looks good." Oh yeah, that's the background. My grandmother smokes and grows pot. Oh yeah, you haven't lived till you've seen your old granny hoeing weed.
We have a bumper crop this year. I'm as high as 5 people right now.
Keeps
said,
you
"Hey,
young.
Granny, are you afraid of the cops finding out?"
The hell with them. I tell them I got glaucoma.
That's the background I have.
Sounds pretty zany.
And my mother raised us all by herself, single mother, that's right. She had to play both roles. She'd come home from work, "Wait till your father gets home. I'm here." No idea who was going to greet me every day. It's like, "Wash the dishes, pull my finger."
Would she
50-50 shot.
would she ever belly dance as your father?
Oh, my mother's tried it all. She's done it all. The whole family's weird. I'm the normal one.
Who were your comedy influences growing up? How old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay.
So I watched a lot of TV growing up. As a matter of fact, my mother used to say, "You're the man of the house." And I was like a man of the house, 6 years old. I'm built like Barney Fife from Mayberry. And he was a big influence. I'd order my sisters around. All right. I came out here to the kitchen, and there's dishes in the sink here, little lady. You better back up. These things are certified waste of wet. He was a big influence. Sure. But I used to watch television and try to find a dad. It's the truth. I used to find out who was single, and I would write them letters. I actually wrote a letter, it's a true story, to Paul Lynde, the center square of Hollywood Squares, and asked him to be my dad.
You couldn't have known.
No, I mean...
You're a kid.
When you're a kid, yeah, you just think he's kind of funny and happy. So anyway, yeah, that's...
So now, the big thing that you're doing now, Love Master, or...
Love Master.
Can you explain that to me? I'm not really sure I understand it.
Well, Love Master is kind of a guy who channels through when I see women, which there are very many women in the audience tonight, and he kind of channels through. It happened one time. There was a bachelorette party in the audience. I was doing a comedy show, and I said, "Where's your husband to be tonight?" And he said, "Oh, he's out with the guys." I said, "I'm sure he's at a comedy club." Let me show you where he is. Bubbles, I love you. So I said, "Where's your stripper?" And they said, "What about you?" And they started laughing at me. And that's when Love Master came out. I said, "What are you laughing at, baby? I'll poke your eye out from right here, baby." "Oh, yeah, that's right, baby. I'm looking at you over there, baby." Oh, my God, where did that come from?
I don't know.
It just channeled through me. I'm sorry, Racy Rave. Such a pig. I'm back, baby.
Do you need a female around to do this for you, or you can just do it?
Yeah, you see, you're very attractive, but you don't bring me out.
Really?
You don't bring the Love Master.
What about Paul Lynde?
I like your tie.
Were you, now I understand that you were recently married. How long ago?
Yeah, recently married. My wife hates the Love Master. I'll try it at home. "Baby, there's a pub tent under here, baby." She said, "You shut up. Don't do that. Save it for the stage for your little skit."
Do you work
Do
out?
Barney Five. All right, baby. You asked for it. Yeah, I'm married. You married?
I am not married. I'm
Married?
single. Have you ever actually done any of your characters during the marriage act?
Oh, while we were being married? No. It was a whole different. We had a cool wedding, though. Actually, do you know A.C.D.C.? You know that group? The lead singer, Brian Johnson, sang at our wedding, honest to God.
Get out.
Oh, I swear to God, he's a good friend of mine. And you haven't lived till you've seen him do the hokey pokey. You put your right foot in and your left foot out. All the old people are going, "Oh, my God." Except my grandmother. She goes up to him.
You look like you party.
We're going to be right back with UN comedian Johnny Dark. Don't go away.
If you or someone you know has herpes, then this is important to watch because the product I'm going to share with you is guaranteed to work. It's called Azurex. There is no cure for herpes, but there is something guaranteed to stop outbreaks, provide soothing relief, and accelerate healing. In this attack pack, there are 5 individual swabs. They are easy to carry and easy to use. Just snap it to activate it. If you feel an outbreak coming on, apply Azurex after that first tingle and immediately feel the relief. So if you're looking for something that's powerful, natural, and really works, then order Azurex now.
You can't play wah-wah guitar like that without bell bottoms, let me tell you. Our next guest, folks, if you can believe it, has the job of making the entire world laugh. He is the resident comedian at the United Nations in New York. Please welcome Mr. Johnny Dark.
Oh, that scared me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with show business, my superstition. It's just that I have a horse running later today, so. Hey, look what I got. Look what I got. Are you ready?
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, is this from the UN in New York?
Well, of course not. That is from the 7-Eleven store next to the Pick and Save on Vines. I wanted to bring them something, and they were all out of Slim Jims, so I figured, what the heck? Just a joke.
You brought me nothing. He brings me a nice little flag.
Oh, I have something for you.
We'll get to it later.
So now, for those people that don't know, I've never actually been to the UN. You're a comedian at the UN. Tell me about that.
Well, basically, I've been a stand-up comedian, much like Craig, my partner in crime over there. We've been touring the country, Vegas, Reno, Tahoe. But I also have a very serious nature to myself. And I was in New York, and they were doing a benefit for the land by the rainforest. Have you heard about that problem there? It's a gated community with field mice. And so I want to know,
This is the
it's
rainforest,
very serious. It's a very serious
the
problem.
rainforest in Brazil?
Right, and there's a land next to the rainforest. It's condominiums there. So what happened was that Sting and I performed, and while he was doing his show, a guy come up to me and asked me if I could work blue. Dirty. That's what I mean. Blue. Now, see, she didn't realize. When they say, can you work blue, meaning can you work dirty? And I said, you know, I'm a pro, whatever it takes. And this guy turned out to be Boutros Ghali. I said, hey, Boutros, you got the moolah, you got the comic, you know?
So Boutros himself hired you for this gig?
Yeah, well, actually, they needed to because there's a lot of tension at the UN right now with the fall of the communism and the Eastern Bloc countries being realigned. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, delegates pulling chairs out from other delegates.
That's not right.
Yeah, one delegate will slap another delegate on the back of the head and then turn around, you know. So they needed to, lighten it up a little bit.
So what exactly do you do? What's a day like for you?
Well, basically, I walk out, and before they take their vote, the UN guys will come in, they'll mill around, and I'll walk out and I'll just talk about problems of the day, what they saw in the newspaper. The big thing about 6 months ago was Lorena Bobbitt.
Yes.
Remember that? And I would take a poll. Let's take a poll. How many people think Lorena Bobbitt is, what do you say? How many men out there think Lorena Bobbitt is guilty as hell? Now, applaud if you think she's guilty. Yeah! How many women out there are going, geez, why didn't I think of that? Hey, stop it! Oh, big deal. She cut off her husband's private parts in Manassas, Virginia. I'd like to see her try that in Singapore. That kind of stuff, cracks them up, loosens them up.
And they like it.
They love it. They're a pretty serious group of guys. You got to realize that there were over 1,200 natural disasters last year, which the UN had to actually send aid to. I'm talking about floods and earthquakes and monsoons and locusts and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Man. So now, what qualifies you as a comedian? Craig's a stand-up comedian.
Right.
He didn't get the gig,
I'm
obviously.
trying to figure out how he got the gig.
Well, it was tough. They saw me. I was working a fair in Colorado, and it's the toughest gig in the world. You work a fair in Pueblo, Colorado. They come to the show once a year, these people. Once a year they get a show, and they're a tough crowd, Mark. They're a tough crowd. They come to the show like this. The hell's he talking about? Well, hell, my wife does do that. How the hell did he know that? That's how I got the job.
What would you say is tougher, a gig on the road or working the UN room, the Security Council?
The Security Council can be very tough because there I have to do 45 minutes. It's not easy when they're making a decision on whether or not to attack North Korea, and I'm doing knock-knock jokes. So it can be tough. It can be tough.
Now, do you feel you've made a difference in the world? Because, the UN is a big, august body.
Well, I feel that, give me an example. There was 6 months ago, there was a question over the Iraqi no-fly zone, and America was looking for support to fly over for our warplanes, and it was very tense. The Russians, were hungover. The Syrians were mad. Everybody was in a big problem. So I came out and I did jokes. I went to an old standard joke about the Iraqi farmer woman, potato farmer, and she picks up these 2 huge potatoes, and she looks at her girlfriend, and she says, my God, these potatoes remind me of my husband. You write your own punchline there.
Sure.
And so it eased the tension a little bit.
Well, and of course we ended up shooting those planes down. America shot down, was it 2 fighter planes, Eric? Yeah. So that sparked a big incident. That must have been tough to deal with, huh?
So sue me. I mean, what do you want me to do? I did the best I can.
Well,
I
no,
went
I'm
out
sure you
there.
did a great-
I worked hard. They look at me like I'm some UNICEF
I'm
freak.
sure
These
you did a
guys
great-
out there, one guy laughs, one guy whistles, one guy was throwing orange peels at my feet. What the hell's going on? I'd like to know what the hell's going on. I'm working on. They want me to take this act on the road. They're nuts.
No, I understand. You probably did. You did a fabulous job, but
I
it
hope
can be
so.
really nutty over there, huh?
It can be very nutty. You take your life in your hands. You know, it's not easy when you see foreigners come to the show like, what the hell's he talking about? Thank you very much, everybody.
Well, you're making the world safe. We appreciate that,
Absolutely.
Johnny. We're going to be right back with Theo Haspis. Don't go away. Welcome back. All right. My next guest is a guy you certainly don't want to tangle with. He is one of the world's strongest 73-year-old men. Please welcome Theo Haspis. Good to have you here, Theo.
Mark, I've heard so much about you, Mark DeCarlo.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here.
Me too. All right.
Okay,
Thanks for coming.
Gee, look at that. Jeez. I know you work out.
Yeah, I do.
I can tell you.
You work out at Gold's Gym?
No.
Where do you work out?
It's at Sherman. It's at Canoga Park, Racquetball World and Health Center.
How'd you get started in weightlifting and stuff?
Well, off and on all my life. The thing is, the gene, I've always been fascinated by strength. That gene has been in my bloodstream.
Your father was a circus guy,
He left
right?
me with these powerful genes. And then later on in life, I rediscovered the strength. And then I started to get back into this, although this was never this was only a hobby. So my daughters inspired me, Kathy and Helen inspired me, so I decided to form this club. First they said, why don't you start when you're 60? I said, wait, well, why don't you live? Kathy said, why don't you let my dad live until he's at least 70? Well, 60 today is very young.
That's young.
It's a very young. 1920.
How old are you, Eric?
Yeah.
60.
See, look, he's young.
61.
Don't fudge it because we're on TV.
So anyway, at 70, I formed a club. We call it the Samson 70 Strongmen because that's your dividing line. It separates the men from the boys. It's like having 250,000 miles on your car.
Right.
That really is the breaking point. So many people just fall apart
Right.
when they turn 70.
Right. Can you show? Can
Yeah.
Can we
All
do the
right.
demo here?
Yes, but first of all, I've heard you were so strong, and I'm very impressed with your physique. I want you to try it. I want you to
Maybe
try
I
it.
could join
No.
your club.
This is the famous Samson dumbbell, and $1,000 to anybody who can do this. Lift it. You got to swing it. You got to swing it. Here's. I'll go through the slow motion. Swing
Okay.
it without stopping here. You got to swing it in one complete swing over your head in 3 seconds or less.
Now,
But how about your coat? You might rip your coat. Yeah, because you got he's got big arms. Catch your bicep. Flex your bicep. Flex it.
how about that, huh?
Not bad.
Rock
not bad.
hard.
Not as hard as yours. You're okay.
All right, this is 100
Remember,
pounds.
It's a call a two-hand dumbbell swing overhead, less than 3 seconds, without stopping at your chest. All right, okay. All right. Wait a while. I don't think he did it correctly. He stopped over here.
Oh, come on, I tried.
You want to see him do it
let's see you
again?
do it.
You want to see him do it again? But do it.
We want to see you do it, Theo.
Okay, I can't do it unless I need inspiration from the audience. All right. Whenever I'm on exhibition, I need inspiration from somebody. Well, his eyes do give me inspiration because Samson had strong eyes. They took away his eyes and he still was strong because he got it straight from the sun.
All right, I'm going to give you strength in my
strong
eyes.
eyes. All right. I got it. That's it. Okay.
Come on, Theo. Oh, that's great.
All right.
Drop it. Oh, man, that is incredible, Theo. So you've got to be You have got to be the oldest strongman in America.
I'll be 74 in August. I'm one of the strongest.
Are you the oldest guy in the club?
No, the oldest guy in the club. You're not going to believe this. If you think this makes any kind of an impression,
it does.
This guy has the medical miracle. He'll shatter everybody's imagination. He is 97 years of age. He'll lift a dumbbell with his teeth, which you've never seen any place before, and you probably never will. Well, you may. You got a long time. You don't have the luxury. You don't have the luxury of youth. You'll live.
They'll
many,
see
many
it on
years.
our 90-minute special, Theo.
All right. So okay.
Let's bring him out.
Bill Reel. Come on.
Bill Reel. Good to have you here, Bill.
Stand right here, if you will. All right, now,
This dumbbell weighs how much, Bill?
Well, 35 pounds.
35 pounds. Yeah. And you're going to lift it with your teeth?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Easy.
Have you ever had any problems with your teeth because of this?
No.
No?
No problem.
Okay. You guys want to see this? Yeah! Go ahead, Bill. Now, kids, you don't want to be trying this at home. Unless you've got your baby teeth, then why not? You're going to lose them anyway, right? Don't go away! Swing it, baby! We're not gonna see. All right, welcome back. While we were in break, Craig Shoemaker wanted to give it a shot. Go ahead, tough guy. Go ahead, tough guy. Give it a shot. All right. There you go. There you go. There, he did it! I want to thank my guests, Mr. Craig Shoemaker, Johnny Dark, Theo Hepsees, and Bill Reel. That's it. Good night, America. Thanks for watching.